What's up guys, Brian Levy from 8 Steps Forensics, and in Module 3 we're going to be talking about the introduction to your extemp speech. So a general introduction has pretty much 7 parts, 7 key parts to make a cohesive introduction. First, you have your AGD. Your AGD stands for the attention getting device. So like any story, any essay, you need a hook, something to grab your audience and your judge to make sure they're interested in what they're hearing, because often extemp topics aren't the most exciting thing, so you have to start it out with a little fun. AGDs can typically be something funny, a joke, some historical background, anything that ties into your question but is going to grab the attention of the audience. Then you have your link. Your link is just to tie your AGD into the background. The background is, just as like it sounds, the background information on the question. So if you're going to talk about the housing market, you talk about the background information on the housing market. You can talk about the 2009 economic recession and how it impacted the housing market, and general background knowledge that should be known before addressing the question itself. Then your SOS. Your SOS is extremely important. It's your statement of significance. Again, why your judge or your audience cares about this topic. You have to make the SOS stand out, because if not, your question doesn't really mean anything. If your question matters to other people and it has importance to the judge and to the audience, they're more receptive to your answer. Then comes your question, where you state verbatim the question you had on the little slip. Once you draw, you're going to get these 3 little slips with questions, and that's going to be what you tell your audience, specifically what you tell in the part of your question. And then your answer. You have one umbrella answer to the question, which is followed by that little thing down there, your reasons. You have 3 main reasons to why the answer to your question is true. And so, because this is one answer, these 3 reasons all have to make sense in proving why your answer is true. Alright guys, stay tuned. This is the end of Module 3, but stay tuned for an example of an introduction in the upcoming module. "26-year-old Chris McDonald had one goal. He had one red paperclip that he wanted to trade up to a house. In the span of 2 months, he would trade the paperclip for a pen, the pen for a light bulb, the light bulb for a snow globe, and somehow ended up trading all of this for a house. Unfortunately for Chris McDonald, this trade was in 2007, when houses were worth more than ever. Now in 2016, the red paperclip may be the same price of the house he traded it for." The Economist magazine explains on May 25th of 2016 that the growth of the housing market has slowed down by over 13% in the past 2 years. This is largely due to the 2009 economic recession, and ever since then, the United States federal government has been unable to put the housing market back on track. But as the Center for Strategic and International Studies explains, because the United States economy has slowed down over the past couple of years, the housing market can largely be blamed. Unfortunately for the United States federal government, if they continue to fail to allocate policy towards infrastructure spending, they'll be unable to stabilize the housing market at all. Because the general stability of the economy relies on the housing market, it's imperative we ask ourselves today's question: how can the US revitalize the housing market? And the answer is by targeting specific policy to deal with the housing market. But we can see this more specifically in 3 key steps. First, by working with local municipalities. Further, allocating funding towards infrastructure spending. And finally, creating affordable housing projects.